Hi Shannon. This is the last of the videos. It's one I hadn't expected to do, but I realized after I completed the project that I needed to correct a couple of things and then also maybe give you a little bit more information about the Smith side of the family. The corrections are that I think I added a great at one point to the great-grandmotherhood of Rosa Nickerson. You may have caught that. You have a good mathematical mind. Another thing was that when I talked about my father's childhood friends, the Millers, the Noops, and there were also the Garbers who came over to play bridge every month. They didn't come to my grandparents' house, of course. They came to my parents' house to do that. They were big players in my childhood as well. I saw them quite a bit. I also wanted to mention something that I thought was interesting about how close the generations were back then. Looking back at Rosa and Charles's marriage, it looks like Rosa was about 8 years older than Charles. Then Lizzie Bell was born. Then Lizzie Bell became the mother-in-law of Will Smith, who was actually only 6 years younger than she was when he married Annis, who was 13 years younger than he was. I think I said that when they got married, my grandfather was 28, but he was actually 30. He was married in 1887. He was born in 1887, and Annis was born in 1900. What's kind of interesting about that, too, is that Annis was an only child, but Will came from a very large family. He was one of the older children. His favorite sister was Libby. Her full name was Elizabeth, just like mine. So my grandfather liked that a lot about me, that I had the same name as his favorite sister, who was about 13 years younger than he was. She had she was tow-headed, just like I was, just like you were. That means you had fluffy white hair as a small child. And I think that was one of the reasons that my grandfather and I were so close, because I reminded him of Libby. Perhaps Annis did as well. Who knows, lost to time. But I thought that was interesting about how close those, or far in age, some of these generations were. For I remember that Annis said that it was hard for her to come into Will's family because almost all of the siblings were more along the age of her mother, or just a little bit younger than that. So they were really in a different generation. And I didn't know any of them that I can remember, except for maybe one or two, because they were so much older and had died by the time I was creating childhood memories. So just a little bit more about the Smith side of the family. I hope you've enjoyed all of these things, all these videos, and that you're having a wonderful birthday and you have a wonderful birthday year. I love you very much. Bye-bye.